one thing that did make it into the film from Adam Gates is he's playing that song like psychic detective or psychic police officer or something, suspiciously around the same year that South Park did the Cartman psychic working for the police. Was that connected? Were they watching that
You
film?
know, Jesus, that great connection there. I did not put those two together until you just mentioned it now. I don't think there was. I think that was just this like just everyone being on the same comedic wavelength, you know. But I don't think there was any influence from one to the other. So I mean, again, because like you know, Les when he came up with Electric Apricot, he just stayed at Trey's place in Hawaii. So he came back and he called me and he called Trey and he called Matt and he's like, I got this idea. And so he called me because he knew I'd be up for producing it. He called Trey just because he just thank him for staying at his pad, and then they started talking about it, and of course that gave Trey the idea to do the jam band episode for South Park. So like I was actually like a little bit miffed because like I'm living at Matt's place and I'm like, dude, we're gonna do this movie with Les. It's gonna be rad. And then 3 weeks later, they're already doing the jam band episode. You know, we're just starting production, and then they're already got their episode on TV because they're doing a week. You know, and I'll never forget when Matt calls me up and he's like, "Dude, what's your least favorite jam band? What's your least favorite jam band? I need to know." And I'm like, for me, I was like, well, String Cheese Incident and maybe Humphreys McGee. Those are the jam bands that I just don't get. And so he's like, okay, perfect, thanks. And then I'm telling my other best friend Tony about this, who has the other best friend's band Vinyl on his record label. That's Jonathan Cordy from Electric Apricot. And so I tell Tony about this, and he's like, "No, dude, Vinyl. They're the band you should be saying is the worst jam band." I'm like, "No, I love Vinyl. What are you talking about?" But Tony was like, "Music royalties, music royalties. Let's get Vinyl in there so we can earn some music royalties because they pay handsomely if you get a song on South Park. They do a worldwide buyout, so you can make some money with a song on there." So I called Matt back and said, "Hey, maybe you should consider some Vinyl for these sound cues." When I caught on to what they were doing and why he was even asking me this in the first place. So we think we got Vinyl in there, but then I think Humphreys McGee can thank me because I think some tracks in there got theirs was in there too. I'm not sure, but everybody made some money on that. All the musicians did at least, and that was a hilarious episode. So I was laughing, you know, while I was watching it, knowing that we were making our own version and live action. So,
Didn't you get credited on the episode?
oh, of course not. No, no, no. I don't get credit. I don't get credit for anything on South Park except for on the pilot. But like, I've definitely had my influence in many subtle and not so subtle ways.